Hey everyone, welcome to another video by Python Pool. In this video, we're gonna continue our matplotlib series in Python and we're gonna see multiplots in matplotlib. Multiplots is something how we can embed a graph in another graph using the same canvas. We'll be using subplot function, we'll be using subplot to grid function, and we'll be also working with the grids in the graph. The boxes, the scales, we'll be using that one. So first of all, let me show you a great example for multiplot function. We'll be defining this type of graph in which our main graph would be the sine graph and another merged graph, or you could say multi-graph, would be the cosine graph. So let's jump to the program. First of all, let me code one file, name it as test1.py, and once my file is ready, I'm ready to start with the functions. First of all, let's import pyplot from matplotlib. So matplotlib dot pyplot as plt, and after importing pyplot, I'm just going to import numpy as np, and after importing these two, I'm going to import math too. Why math? Because I need a value of pi. So my x would be nothing but np.arrange function, and arrange what? From 0 to pi by 2. I'm going to define my function. So sorry, not pi by 2, it's 2 pi, and with the interval of 0.05. So this would be my range from 0 to 2 pi. My function would be there, whether it is a sine function or cosine function, that depends on me. And then I'm going to use that figure class we learned in the last lesson. So I'll just call this figure class here, and after calling, I'm just going to define two axes because one axis for my sine graph and another axis for my cosine graph. So axis 1, I'll name it as axis 1, and it would be figure.add axis function, and just passing the parameters, that is 0.1, 0.1, 0.8 and 0.8. And another one, same, I'm just going to copy this, paste it once again, and just change the respective fields. It is 0.55, 0.55 and 0.3. These are the place where I want my axis to be placed. And then my y would be the sine x, np.sine x. So my main graph would be of the sine x. So let me plot axis 1. So axis 1 dot plot function, and plot what? Plot x and y with the blue color graph. So let me plot this. So my sine graph would be the blue color solid graph. And let me plot axis 2 also. Axis 2 dot plot, and plot x and cos. Let me call the cos here. This would be my cos graph, and it would be in the red color. Okay, now I'm just going to set the title for both of these. So axis 1 dot set title function, and just call this function as sine graph. And another one, let me just copy here, paste it. It is axis 2, and it is cosine graph. So let me define it as cosine graph. Let's hit save. Let me call this show function, and I think we are good to go. Let's run our program. Let's see if it works. And once I run my program, it would take a bit of time. Okay, there's no function add axis because I don't specify it as a function. Once I specify this figure function, it would be found. Let me run it once again. Yes, we obtained the similar figure as we saw in the example. So this is my great example. This is my one of the clear example for multi-graphs. In the same canvas, I'm drawing two axes, two graphs. Now let's see subplot to grid, and grid functions. Let's see how we can define more of the graphs with the subplot function, how we can arrange the graph in a specific manner, like the widgets we arrange in tkinter, we can arrange the graph also. Let's see how could we do that. Coming back to our presentation, let's learn about the subplot function. So subplot function would allow us to configure the canvas that up to which part of canvas I want to place which graph, and how many columns, how many rows I'm going to place. Just divide the canvas into a matrix, and according to the matrix, we define the position of the graphs. So you could see this type of graph. If I want you to consider it as a matrix, how would you consider it? It is a 2 by 2 matrix where A11, A12, A21 and A22 have four entities, four graphs placed at their respective positions. So let's see how we define program using the matrices and the subplots function for this type of graph. Let me code another file, name it as test2.py, and once my file is ready, I'm ready to start with the program. Let me close this one. Okay. First of all, let me import pyplot. So import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and okay, plt. And after that, I'm just going to define the figure and axis. Let me give it as figure and A. I'm just going to call this subplots function. Once I call this subplot function and I specify the size of the matrices, that it has 2 rows and 2 columns, now my canvas would be divided into the matrix subparts. So if I divided the canvas into 2 and 2, that means I need 2 rows and 2 columns, and in these 2 columns and rows I'm just going to put my graphs. Okay, now let's import the numpy module, sorry, as np, and let's define the criteria, how we define our, up to which base we define our graph. So my graph would be 1 to 5 simple graph between 1 to 5. It is a simple graph. Now I'll be defining the functions that between 1 to 5, what I am going to define, if I am just going to give the square graph, or if I am just going to give the square root graph, or exponential graph, logarithmic graph, will be seen that one. So considering the 0 and 0 position, as a programmer, our counting starts from 0. So when we consider matrix, it is the 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 position. Okay, so let's consider the 0 0 position first. So A0 and it's 0 and 0, A0 and 0. At this position, I'm going to plot x and x square, x into x. This, so my y would be x square. So first I'm going to plot the function as the x square, and after plotting that, I'm just going to set the title to, so user will know that which graph contains which type of function. So I'm just going to set the title, set title, and title would be square. So we are using square function, so it's square. Now let's copy this one. It is for the 0 0 position. Now let's jump to 0 1 position. So let's place this here and let's change this to 0 1, and my plot would be np dot square root. Now I'm going to plot the square root graph. So I'm just going to change the title as square root. Then once again I'm going to copy this. Once again I'm going to paste it. Now it's the time for 1 0 place. 1 0. It is 1 and it is 0. Now this time I'm going for the exponential function. So let's delete this square root and let's call the exponential function, exp. Let's call this function an exponential of what? Exponential of x. And I'm going to change the text as exponential. And after that, let's copy it once again. Let's paste it once again. Now it is for finally the 1 1 position. 1 and 1. Now we have done with the square, we have done with the square root, we are done with the exponential. Let's go for the logarithmic function. Logarithmic with the base 10. So let's call the log10 function here. Log10, and log10 of what? Log10 of x. Okay, and let's set the title as logarithmic. Let's hit save and let's call the show function, so it would show our graph. And once I hit save once again, let's run our program. Let's see if it works. And you could see it runs perfectly fine. We have got, at the first place we have got the square graph, then we got square root graph, then it is exponential graph and logarithmic graph. Okay, now coming to, we have learned about the multiple plots, we have learned about the subplot function. Now coming to subplot to grid function. Subplot to grid function in matplotlib gives more flexibility to subplot function. Now I could define how many column span we could take, how many row span it could take. I could just define, instead of matrix, instead of fixed place, I could just define the place, like placing the widgets in a tkinter. If the tkinter GUI, we could define where our widgets should be placed. That's how subplot to grid function allow us to place the graphs in the matplotlib canvas. So you could see this graph. It has a graph placed at this position and another graph below this, another graph besides these two graphs. It has the row span of these both graphs, and this graph has the row span of, has the column span of two graphs. So it is definitely not a matrix type of graph. If we want to define these type of graphs, which is called just freestyle graphs in the same canvas, how could we design? Let's see in today's video. Let me code another file, name it as test3.py. And once my file is ready, I'm ready to start the program. Now let me import pyplot. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. And after that, I'm going to define my 3 axes for 3 graphs. We see 3 graphs there, so I'm just going to define 3 axes for them. First of all, I'm going to call that as A1, and it is plt.subplot to grid function. I'm going to call this, and then I'm just going to define the range. It is from 3 to 3. It is my X range, and my Y range is from 0 to 0. Okay, and then I'm just going to give the column span of 2, so it would cover the 2 columns. And after the first, I'm just going to define the second in the same manner. Just going to call this function. In this, I'm just going to give the X range as 3, same range, and give the Y range as 0 and 2, and I'm just going to give the row span, so it is my side graph. It is of the row span of 3, and then I'm just going to define third graph, in which I'll use both row span and column span. So just call this function, give the parameters, required parameters, 3 as 3 at the X, 1 and 0 as the Y, and after that just give the row span. I'll just giving the 2, and the column span, it should be as 2 only. Okay, so these are my 3 axes for the 3 graphs. Now I have to decide what should I place inside these graphs. So let's import the function module. Let's import the numpy module. Import numpy as np, and after importing, let's define the X criteria. So X criteria would be nothing but, it would be range. So let's call the range function, and it would be range between 1 to 10. And now I have to decide what should I have to do with this range. So in the A2, I'm just going to plot this as the square. So simply my A2 plot would be the square plot. Okay, and I'm going to set the title also, set title function. And what I've set the title, it is square. Okay, so that's for my A2. Now for the A1, I'm just going to plot the function as the exponential function. So once again, I'm just going to call the exponential function from the NP. And exponential of what? Exponential of 8, X. And then I'm just going to set the title. Set the title as exponential. Okay, and I'm done with the A2, I'm done with the A1. Now A3 is left. In A3, I'm just going to plot the logarithmic function, but this time not base 10, another logarithmic function, that is natural log. So let's call this log function from the MP, log of X. Okay, and let me set the title a3 dot set title, and the title would be logarithmic. So this is my 3 graphs to be placed, and I'm going to say that my graph should be fixed in the tight layout function. So I'm just going to call this tight layout function here, and my graphs should be tight. It should not be free. It should be bound in the canvas. Okay, so I'm just going to call this tight layout function, and then I'm just going to call this show function to show my graphs. And once it is done, let's hit save. Let's run our program. Okay, no is not defined. Okay, it's not no, it's NP. Let's hit save once again. Let's see if it runs. Yes, we got exactly the same figure we wanted. Okay, so we saw the multiple plots, we saw the subplot function, we saw the subplot to grid function. Now what if I want some of the boxes, some of the scales inside these graphs? That is given by the property grid inside the matplotlib. What if I want to locate a certain point and I just click a box and I got that point? So let's see how we define grids in graph in matplotlib. Grids in matplotlib. So grid function defines in what way or in what manner my graph's grid should be placed. If I want a certain type of grid, I could define that type of grid. If I want to use the default type of grid, I could use the default type of grid, or I could just use the graph without the grids. So this is a perfect example in which in first graph, I'm using the default grid offered by the matplotlib. In the second graph, I'm customizing the grid according to my needs. And in the third graph, I'm using another type of example which have no grids, another type of graph which has no grids. So these 3 types of grids we could use in matplotlib. So let's see program for these type of graph. Let me code another file, name it as test4.py, and once my file is ready, I am also ready. So let's import pyplot, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and import numpy2, numpy as np, and after that let me define the figure and axis, because I am once again going to use that subplot function. So subplot, and I'm going to define it from 1 to 3, but should have a size of, I'm just also defining the size, figure size as a 12 and 4. So 12 is my width and 4 is my height. That is nothing to worry about, 12 and 4. It is just the width and height of the graphs. Okay, I have defined the figure and the axis. Now I'm just going to define the condition on which my graph would be based. So once again call the arrange function here, and this time my range would be from 1 to 11. Whatever I want to do with this range, I'm just going to do that. So for the 0th one, so that is for the first graph, that is we start from the 0th one. I'm just going to plot x and x cube. So my function would be x cube in the green color with the grids of 2 points in the graph. Okay, now after that I'm just going to set the grid as true. So axis 0, grid would be true. Setting it true means I'm using default grid. I'm not giving any property to the grid. I'm just using the default grid, and I'm giving the scale to the grid that my each box in the grid should contain 2 points. And after that I'm just going to set the title axis 0 dot set title, and this title would be default grid. So my first graph would be default grid graph. Now I'm just going to set another title or set another graph, that is axis 1, and this I'm just going to plot the function as exponential. So let's call once again exponential function from the np, an exponent of x, and in this I'm just going to plot it as red color. Okay, and in this type of graph I'm just defining my grid according to my needs. So I'm just giving some of the properties to the grids. First of all, I'm just giving the color to the grid. So color would be the blue color. So my grid line should be of the blue color. Then what I'm going to give how my grid line should be, whether it should be dashed, whether it should be pointed, or whether it should be solid. So I'm just keeping it solid with the pointed marker points. So each grid would have point between another grid. So each adjacent box in the grid should have a point between them. And my grid would have 0.25 units. My grid would cover the 0.25 unit scale. Okay. And now I'm just going to set the title axis 1 dot set title, and title would be custom grid. And another graph I'm just going to define with no grid. So let's give the axis 2 dot plot, and it would be simply x and x, simple graph, y equals to x, straight line. And I'm just going to give the title as set title as no grid. Okay. And after that, I'm going to say that hey figure, keep them tight. So I'm just going to call this tight layout function here. And after you calling this function, I'm just going to show this graph. Okay. That's it. Let's hit save. Let's see if it runs perfectly fine. Let's run. And you could see we perfectly got that type of graph which we saw in the presentation. Okay. Okay, so that's it from this video. Hope you're having a great day ahead. Thank you.